Investigations are still trying to figure out what caused a hantavirus outbreak aboard of a cruise ship that has now killed 3 people. Now, health leaders are searching for several passengers who had already returned home. Those former passengers could be put in isolation as more testing is done all around the world. Some passengers still aboard the cruise ship are awaiting evacuation.
Well, joining us now is our chief legal analyst, Collie Frodes. I think people get a lot of anxiety about something like this because, of course, we went through a pandemic so long ago, it feels like. But the question is can this cruise ship be held potentially liable for letting people off the ship or not doing enough to contain something like this?
It really just depends. I mean, it's probably easier, and even that portion is going to be hard to prove for folks that have their lives upended for their cancellation of a potential trip in the future, or the whatever issues that this sitting there waiting for them to figure out what they would do with this particular ship would have caused them. And so that may be where the potential could be. Connecting it to something that happens after, that's going to be a long stretch. I mean, because you'd have to be able to point to a number of things. First of all, the negligence argument with the first folks that are just sitting on the ship, right? That's going to be, do they have owe them a duty? Have they breached the duty? Are they the proximate cause of the damages? And then the damages. So that proximate cause, but for your actions, I would not have had something occur. So it's going to be easier for the folks that are on the ship now to be able to at least point to that causal connection. If you're someone else that say, 5 or 6 months removed, and then you can somehow trace, your sickness to the person that was removed from the ship, and then say, what, but for you removing and letting that person off the ship, I would not have then gotten sick. That's going to be a big stretch, and any good attorney would be able to break that portion down on the causation part, which is typically the hardest part of a lawsuit to break. But there is precedent, as you mentioned. We did come out of the pandemic, so lawsuits have been filed against cruise liners. Norwegian Cruise Line just settled one in 2026 related to the 2020 cancellation and through 2025. And you're talking about $3 billion nationwide being reimbursed to individuals over that time frame. So there is precedent for folks attempting to sue having connected to some type of medical or pandemic outbreak.
Khalif, the cruise line is defending, saying, hey, we can't protect against every possible illness that's going to happen, when people are on board. Where's that fine line between, I don't know, I guess what's unavoidable risk and negligence with sanitation issues or pest control, something like that?
Well, you're all over it. I mean, and so it's not the negligence in the risk. You're asking what's the duty, and the duty is a reasonable care of duty. What would this is a law school's response, but what would a reasonable, prudent person or company in that situation do? And possibly some of the things would be you failed to maintain sanitary conditions. You failed to adequately inspect and clean areas. So you recognize that this issue is happening, and then you're not doing the things that a reasonable company would do if this is occurring. And now you spread the outbreak. If something like that's occurring and then you failed when you are on notice that this is there, then yes, now you can subject yourself to the duty breach causation aspect. But first we got to recognize, is there a duty? And then have you failed to meet that duty? But again, it's reasonable. And this is that imaginary person. What would not you or I do, but what would the ideally perfect person in that scenario do?
You have said it before, we are a litigious society. Do you think that someone is going to try this avenue if there are any sicknesses that really come for it or come after this? Or to your point, my trip was ruined. You kept us stranded on a boat for 3 weeks or more. Do you see them actually trying this?
Yeah, I mean, litigious society is an understatement. So for sure, I anticipate future lawsuits. The issue will be the tickets. Most of these tickets, you look at the language, it says that you have to bring your lawsuits in these specific jurisdictions, typically to Miami, because it's going to be under that or in some federal maritime law. That's going to make a lot of these claims harder to bring and be successful. But if anything, I quickly say, if there was unlikely a death connected to that, then you'd see wrongful death claims. And those I think would be the hardest to prove, but the most likely success for them to be is with a wrongful death claim.
Okay. All right. Our chief legal analyst, Collie Frodes, thank you so much.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.